Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have completed search part of this project. If you have not seen that video, just go to the description and check out the link. In this video, we are going to work on profile part. So let us start with that. So let's go to the VS Code and over here, first we have to generate a service. So let's get inside the core and then we have this service, right click and open integrated terminal. And over here we have tried ng generate service and user service and press enter. So it will create a user service. In that, basically we are going to write the two methods which is related to get user profile and update user profile. So let's go to the user service and inside this one here we have tried private base URL and backtick and then dollar and curly brackets and then environment this one dot API URL and after this curly bracket slash app user and then semicolon and then constructor and private HTTP and HTTP client this one and curly brackets and then we have tried here get user profile and over here we have to just write observable this one and then here we have to write user this one and then curly brackets and over here we have to write return this dot http dot get and then here we have to write user. It will return a user type data and then parenthesis backtick and dollar and then here we have to write the curly brackets and this dot base URL this one and after the curly brackets slash and get user profile we have to write and after this we have to write here dot pipe and we also want to update our the local storage with the whatever the values we are going to get it. So for that parenthesis then tap this one we need to import and then we have to write here user and then curly brackets and in this one we have to just write local storage dot set item this one and over here we have to pass the name so current user and then comma and JSON dot stringify and then we have to just pass this user object and then put semicolon and over here also now the get user profile is method is ready. Let me format this, save this. Now let me copy paste this particular one method again over here. Let me format this again, save this. Now this method is to update the user profile, so I'm just going to write here update user profile and over here I'm expecting a request, so just write here request and it should be update user profile request this one we need to import and then this is a put method, so just change it over here put and it's going to return the user and this dot base URL and over here we have to just change update user profile and after this backtick right here we have to just put a comma and we have to just pass this request object and then pipe tap and local storage set item this will be the remain same. So just save this. Let me also delete this one and we don't have any error. Now it's time to generate for the features. Let's get inside this features folder, right click and open integrated terminal. Now we have to generate for profile, so ng generate component profile and press enter and then we also need to add the routing for this. So let's go to the app routing.module and over here scroll down and this particular place we have to write here path and over here we have to just pass this profile and then comma component and over here we have to just pass this profile component and if you want you can format this, save this one and after that this one we have to generate one more component and that should be inside this shared folder. Right click on this shared folder, and open integrated terminal, and then here we have to write ng generate component edit profile dialog and press enter. So it will also create one more component over here, and here you can see edit profile is created. Now let me delete this too, and here we don't have any error. Now we have to go to the profile.ts file, so which we have created in the features. Get inside this one, go to the profile.ts file. Now here we have to write the logics related to the profile. So user, and it should be of a user type, and it should be null, and after that loading is equals to true, and error message is equals to blank, and then constructor private user service, and over here user service, this one, and private dialog and mat dialog, this one we need to import, and then notifications, private notification service, and over here notification service, and close this. And after that here we have to implement ng on it. So here we have to just write implement on init, and over here we have to just write ng on init, and then we have to call a method which is related to load the data. So let me create a method first. So load user profile. So this is the method we are going to call it from the ng on init whenever this page loads. So load user profile, and now we have to write the logics to load the data. So here we have to write this dot loading is equals to true, and this dot error message we are going to just put as blank, and then this dot user services dot get user profile and dot subscribe curly brackets, and next, and then user, and over here this dot user is equals to user, and this dot loading, or not this one, loading is equals to false. And after this curly brackets we close. The next we have to write here error, and then we have to handle the error. So curly brackets, and over here we have to just show this dot error message is equals to, then we have to just write failed. Okay, it should be in the single quotes, and failed to load your profile, please try again later. So this is the message we want to show to the user, and this dot loading is equals to false. And if you want to print some console.log, so just add or print the error and save this. Now the next method we are going to write is related to the open edit profile dialog, and whenever the dialog is open, after that whenever someone is click on submit, then we are also need to update the user profile. So that part we are going to cover it. So open edit profile dialog, and if this if this one user does not exist, we are just going to return, and else we are going to allow the users to open the dialog. So dialog ref is equals to this dot dialog dot open, and then we have to pass this edit profile dialog, and then comma, and the configurations, and over here we have to pass the width and the 500 px, and max width here we have to pass at 90 vw, and then panel classes, and then over here we have to just pass this custom dialog container, and then comma, and then we have to pass this edit profile, and then dialog, and then comma data, and then over here we have to just write user, and then this dot user we have to pass. and so our this dialog will be open, and after this dialog is getting closed, right, then we have to do some operations. So dialog dot reference after closed, and we are going to subscribe this dialog, and then we are going to expect it to be updated, update request, and curly brackets, and first we are going to check, okay, if the request is there or not. If not, then we are going to just return, and otherwise we are going to call the API to update those information. So up this dot user services update user profile, and in this one we are going to just pass this updated request, and then this we are going to subscribe to that. And over here we are going to just write here next, and updated user we have to expecting updated user, and it should be like this, and over here this dot user is equals to updated user, and this dot notification services dot success and profile updated success fully, and put semicolon after this, comma, error, and then error, and over there we have to just pass this const error message, and then error question mark dot error question mark dot message, or we are going to just show the default message. So failed to low update profile, please try again. And after that this dot notification services dot error, and just need to pass this error message and put semicolon. And over at some places you can add the semicolons, but it's not really required, you can also leave it. And then we have to write a batch, we have to show on the basis of different roles user have. So get role batch class, and then here we have to just write return this dot user question mark dot role is equals to admin, this one. In this case we have to pass this role batch admin, or we have to pass role dash batch user. So these two we are going to show. Save this. Just I have noticed one small bug over here, and so here if you see, right, inside this particular method we have written max height, it should be maxed width, this one, and it should be 90 VW. Okay, and after this we are going to copy paste the CSS. So let me copy this one and paste it over here, and then go to the profile.html. Now here we are going to remove first these values, and over here we have to write dev class and profile container this one, and then close this div. After that the first div is related to the loading, so star ngf loading and class loading container, then close this one, and mat spinner and diameter is 60, and color isn't, and then close this one. And after that we have to show a message, so paragraph class loading text, and after that loading your profile. Okay, after that this particular div, the next div is related to error state, so div star ngif not loading and error message, and then class error container, and then mat icon and class error icon and error underscore outline, And after this, the paragraph p class error message and curly brackets, and over here we're going to just show the error message, and then we have to show the button. So button matte raised button, button color ancient, and then on click we have to call a method which is to load user profile, and then close this one. And over here we have to just write matte icon and refresh, and after this we have to just show the text which is try again, and save this. After that we have to show the logics write the logics related to the showing the information. So just after this div close, right, we have to write the logics related to the profile content. So here we have to write div star njf not loading and not error message and user, and then we have to class profile content and profile content, and then close this one. And after this div class profile, and header should be there, and after that div class header content, and then div class and avatar section we have to create, and close this one. And after that div class avatar, and close this one. And inside this one matte icon class avatar icon, this one, and then account underscore circle we have to show. So we have to go outside of this this particular section which is getting closed over here, and then we have to write the logic, so which is showing the email address or name. So div class header info, this one, and then here we have to show h1 and class profile dash name and curly brackets, and over here we have to write user dot name, and after this h1 the next one is related to p class and profile email, this one, and after that user dot email, and after this the next dev class and rule batch, and then ng class, and then we have to call that particular method to get the batch which one we have to show as per rule. So batch class, and this close this one. After that here matte icon class and rule icon, this one, and close this one. And over here also we have to show different icons, so I'm going to use user dot role if is equals to admin, so admin, and then question mark, and then admin underscore panel underscore settings, and after this here we have to just pass the person, so person, let me decrease the size of this one. After this matte icon span, and we have to just show the user dot role, okay, it should be in the curly brackets, so user dot role, and then this particular div which is header content, this one is completed. Now outside of this particular div, then we have to write the logic and we have to give a button. So after this we have to just create a button matte raised button and color scient, this one, and class edit profile button, and on click we have to call that. So open, edit, profile, dialog, we have to call this particular method, and close this one. Over here, mat, icon, edit, and after that here, edit, profile, we have to just pass. So now our profile header part is also completed. So this div, we are going to complete it over here, and we have to write the logic inside this particular div. Okay. So the now next div is related to profile details. So div class profile details, close this one, and inside this one h2 class, and then section, title, and then account, information, and then we have to create different details grid. So div class, and then details grid, and over here div class and detail item, this one, and then close this one, then div class and details label, this one, and then close this one. Inside this one we have to show mat icon. So mat icon class and detail icon, this one, close this one, and here we have to just write person, and after this mat icon the text we have to show, so span, and here we have to just write full name, and after this details label get closed, right, then we have to write the logics to just show the value. So div class detail value, it should be detail value, close this one, and curly brackets, and over here we have to just write user dot name. Save this, let me format this one, and now this is the grid we are going to copy paste multiple times. So you can see this is getting closed over here, this one, and I'm going to copy paste this particular one and paste it over here, and let me format this. So next one is related to the email address. So here I'm going to change the icon first, so which is email, and over here I'm going to write here email address, and here also I'm going to change this to email. After that the next one, so next one is related to the admin role. So here I'm going to just change this to shield, and over here account role, I'm just going to write here account role, and over here I'm going to just change this to role. And after this particular one, next one is related to the date whenever he joins. So here in the div item, one second, my bad, so I have copied it from details grid, but it is wrong basically. All these values you see, right, it should be inside this details grid, so these are wrong basically. What we have to do is we have to just copy paste this part of the code from each, and we have to just paste inside this particular one. Okay, so over here remove this again, and this one also I'm going to copy paste, and I'm going to copy paste just after this, and inside this one I will show you at the, like, let me copy paste this and then I will tell you. Okay, and let me remove this user part. Okay, let me format this first. Okay, now you can see, right, we are this one div is getting closed over here, correct, and inside this one we have like div details grid, and inside details grid we have all the columns name or values names, you can see. This is for details item, which is for full name, and after that in the same way this is for email address, this is for the account role, and this is for the full name. Now we have to just copy paste this particular part of the code and paste it over here, and just format this, and this is related to the user create part, right? So details item, and then here we have to just use ng if, and user dot created at, this is the value I'm expecting to be checked, and over here I'm just going to write it calendar underscore today, and here we have to just change the text to the member since, and over here we have to just pass this created at, and then we have to pass a pipe, and over here we have to just write date and single quotes m four times space d comma, and then we have to just space and y we have to pass, so it will format the date as per that. And after this we also need to pass or show the last time whenever this particular one is updated. So I'm just going to copy paste this particular line of the code and paste it over here, and let me format this, and over here we have to just change this one is to updated or updated, and over here at this one we have to just write here update, and here we have to just change this to last updated and user, and over here we have to just change this to updated, and in the date format I also want to include the time, so here put a space dash and then h colon space a, and save this. After that, the next one is related to the batch we have to show, so just copy paste this part of the code and paste it over here. Let me format this, and then we don't need this star ng if condition, so remove this one, and after that here we have to just change this to batch, and here we have to just show the user id, and over here just put hash, and remove this all the part and just write here user dot id and save this. Now our part related to the profile details, right, that is completed. So if I scroll up, and this is the profile details I was talking about, so this one is completed. Okay, so okay, this is getting closed over here, you can see. Let me decrease, and now after that here we have to write the logics related to the security section. So let me press enter over here and create a div class and security section, and then h2 and class section title, and then close security, and after that div class and security card, this one, close this one, and then div class security info, close this one, and then mat icon and class security icon, and then here we have to just pass this lock, and then div class and security text, this one, and close this one. Inside this here we have to write h3 and password, and after this one paragraph, keep your account secure by using a strong password, and after that here we have to go outside of this security information step, this one, and over here we have to just write show a button, so button mat button and color Asiant, and over here we have to write a click, and on click we have to call the open edit profile dialog, and then here we have to just write change password, save this, and we don't have any error. Okay, let's go to the UI and let's see what we are able to see. Click on this one, click on profile, And here you can see I'm able to see this particular one. Here you can see the admin BD, you can see the name, you can see the this one, and here you can see the edit profile. Click on it, you can see the edit profile dialog is open, and here you can see the account information, and here you can see full name, email address, account number, full. Okay, full name is duplicate. It looked like we have copy paste but we did not removed it or changed it. Okay, so let's go over here. Full name is here, email, account, and full name. Okay, so we don't need this is because this is a duplicate one. So let's remove this, save this one, and get back over here. Now it looks good. So you can see the full name, you can see this one, the name of it, and you can see the email address, account, and which is admin, and here you can see the whenever this account is created and last updated, you can see here, and user ID you can see, and this is the one. So let me log out and let me log in with a normal user so that you can see the difference, and also we can validate some part of it. Let me log in with this is a normal user, so he only is able to see the songs, playlist, search is there, create playlist, he can do it. So all these features exist for this one, but he cannot upload any new songs, and he can only see his profiles. Click on profile, and here you can see these icons or design is also get changed, and here is able to see all these informations. So it means that this profile part is working as expected. Now we have to write the logics related to the edit profile. So let's get back to the VS Code, and now we have to go inside this shared folder, and inside the shared folder we have this edit profile dialog. So go to the edit profile dialog and inside this one. Now here we have to write edit form and form group, and then hide old password, and which is also true, and then hide new password, true, and show, and one more, hide confirm password, which is also true. And then we also want to hide and show the password section. So show password section is equals to false. And after that, here we also need to completely add, dynamically add that password fields. So for that we have to write private read only and password fields, and then here we have to pass the name. So first is old password, and then new password, and then confirm password as const. And let me format this, and also here we have to implement on init. So implements on init, this one, it will throw error, this one will also throw error, and edit form will also throw error, so don't worry about those. Then we have constructor, and then public dialog reference, and then mat dialog reference, this one, and in this one we have to pass edit this particular component, so edit profile dialog, and then we also want some values, so we have to inject, so inject, and then mat underscore dialog data, this one, after that space public data, and then we have to write here edit profile dialog data, this one we need to import, and comma, and private form builder, and then we have to import form builder, this one, and after that we have to go outside of this parenthesis and then put curly brackets, and over here we have to write the logics related to the of creating the form. Before that, I want here to write the logics related to the validations of the password, like new password and confirm password should match. That logic I want to do that. So for that, let's create a method here which is private and password match validator data, and inside this one I'm expecting control and then abstract control and then colon and then data validations errors this one, or it should return null, and then curly brackets, and then here we write const new password and control dot get, and here we have to just write new password, and after that question mark dot value, and after that const confirm password and control dot get, and here we have to write confirm password and question mark dot value, and after that if not new password or not confirm password, then we are just going to return that, so return null, and else we are going to return new password is equals to confirm password. If match, then we are going to question mark and return null, or we are going to, okay, here we don't need colon, so remove that, and after this we have to just write curly brackets, and over here we have to just write password mismatch, and which is set as true, and this one we are going to return, put semicolon, and after that we have to get back over this inside this constructor, and over here we have to write the logic stated to the form, so this dot edit form is equals to, and this dot form builder dot group curly parenthesis curly brackets, and inside this one we have to just write name, and okay, it's throwing error that should be solved till this point. Okay, we did not implement it ng on this drive, no worries, we'll add it later. So here we have to write data dot user dot name, this one we are expecting, and validators dot required, and then validators dot min length, here we have to just pass 2, and after that old password, and it should be blank, we don't have to pass any validation, new password, and it should be default blank, and then we have to just add a validators dot min length, and that should be a 6 characters. If you want, you can add here regex and all, and after that confirm password, and that should be also blank because the validations and everything is already done in the new password, so we don't have to do it over here again. And after that over here this particular curly bracket is getting closed, right? After that just put a comma and curly brackets, and here we have to just write validators, this one, not this one, validators, and then we have to just call this dot password validate the method which we have created, and just save this. And after that, just this constructor we are going to implement this ng on in it, so that it should, and here you can see error is gone. Now here we have to write this dot edit dot get, and over here single quotes and new password and question mark dot value change, and dot subscribe, and after that this dot trigger, and we also need to create one more method over here, so let's create that first. So private trigger form validators validation, and it should be this dot edit form dot update value and validity curly parenthesis curly brackets and emit event, and here we have to just pass as false, and this same method we have to call as a trigger form validations and parenthesis, and then close this method, and the same line we have to just copy paste, and we have to just change this for the confirm password. So here we have to just change this to confirm password. Save this. If you want format, do that. Now our ng on it completed, trigger is completed, password matcher is also completed. Now scroll down, go to the bottom of this, and now we have to write the logics related to the set password validations, and also related to the clear password fields. So let's write it down. So after this we have to create multiple methods. So first we are going to write the logics related to the okay, one by one we are going to create methods. So private has change, and over here request and update user profile request, and it should return just boolean and return object dot keys, and the request here we have to pass and dot length is greater than 0, so it will just check the changes. And after that we also need to build the updated request, so that will be going to send on save call. So a private build update request, and it should return update user profile request curly brackets, and over here we have to write const request colon, and over here we have to just write update user profile request, and this one and blank, and then here we have to write const name is equals to this dot edit form dot get, and then we have to just get the name value and question mark dot value and question mark dot trim unwanted spaces, I want to remove it. After that if condition, if name and name is not equals to this dot data dot user dot name, then we have to just append this value. So request dot name is equals to whatever the name value name, and after this the next one is const old password, and this dot edit form dot get and old password and question mark dot value and const new password is equals to this dot edit form dot get, and over here new password question mark dot value, and if this dot show password section is true and old password is there and new password is there, in that case we are going to just append this. So request dot old password is equals to old password, and request dot password is equals to new password. Okay, and then we have to just return the request. So request, I'm going to return it over here, and this one we are going to use on save. So just before this we have to just create one more method which is on save, and this dot edit form dot mark all as touched, this one, and if this dot edit form dot invalid, then we have to just return, we don't have to do any operations, and after that const update request is equals to this dot build updated request. We have to call this method which we have just created below, and after that here we have to call if not, then this dot hash changes, we are going to verify hash change, and then update request, and this dot dialog reference dot close and return, else we are going to dialog reference dot closed and updated request. If nothing changed, so we are not going to do anything, we are just going to close it, else we are going to pass the updated request to the backend. So this is the way we are calling in the on save before. And before that, we have to write here on cancel. We have to just this dot dialog reference dot close. That's it. Save this. After that, here we have to write the logic stated to update password field with validity. So before on cancel, we have to write here private update password fields validity. And over here we have to write this dot password fields dot for each and field. And then here we have to write this dot edit form dot get, and over here we have to just write field and then not and then dot and update value and validity, this one, and then put semicolon. And before that, here we have to add one more method, which is private clear password fields and this dot password fields dot for each and field, and then curly brackets, and here we write const control is this dot edit form dot get, and here we have to just write the field name and not symbol and semicolon, and then control dot clear, not console, it should be control dot clear validators, and then controls dot set value, which is blank, and then control dot update value and validity. So this is the method we have to call, and this clear password field is also ready. Now the set password field, so let's also make it as private and set password validators, and here we have to write this dot edit form dot get and old password question mark dot set validations, and then we have to write here validators dot required, and let me copy paste this 3 times over here. So let me just copy this one, paste it to 1 2, and we are going to do the modifications in this. So this one, next one is related to the new password, so new password, and over here we have to just add one more validation, which is related to the validators dot min length is 6, and after that the next one is confirm password, so confirm password, and at last we have to call this dot updated password field visibility, this method we have to call over here, and then we have to write the last method of this one component, which is toggle password section, and this dot show password section is equals to not, and this dot show password section, and if dot show password section, in that case we have to just call this dot set password validators, and this method we have to call, and on else condition we have to just call the clear one, which is clear password fields, and then put semicolon. Now our method related to this one is also ready. So if you see, right, till this part we have completed. After that we have added this toggle password section, then set password validators, then clear password fields, then this method update password field visibility validity, then on search, on cancel, on save, and then build update request, and then hash change. That's all changes we have did it. Now it's time to copy with paste the CSS parts. Let's go to the CSS file, paste it over here, save this. Now it's time to go to the HTML part of this particular code. Let's remove this, and here we have to write div, class, and dialog, container, this one. Press enter, and then h2, mat, dialog, title, class, and dialog, title over here, this one. And then here we have to just write edit profile. And if you save this, right, if I go over here, if I click on this, you can see we are able to see this edit profile. So it's working as expected till this point. And then here we have to write mat, dialog, content, class, dialog, dialog, content, this one, and then close this. And over here we have to create a form. So form group, and then here we have to just write edit form, and then class edit form, this one, and then close this. And over here we have to write div class and form section, this one, and then close this one. Then h3 and class section title, this one, and here we have to write personal information. And after that, this field, next we have to create a input which is related to the name. So div class input group, this one, and close this. Inside this one we have to create a label. So label and for, and this one is for the name. So here we have to just write name, and after that class input label, and close this one. Here we have to write full name and then asterisk. And after that, here we have to write div class input with icon, and close this one. And over here we have to write mat icon class field icon, close this one, close this one. And here we have to write person, this one. And after that, here we have to create an input field. So input ID, and it should be name, and type should be text, and class input field, okay, input dash field, it should be input dash field, this one, and then hash dash icon, this one. And after that we have to pass class dot error. So error and edit form, this one, dot get and name and question mark dot invalid and edit form dot get name and question mark dot touched. And after that, form control name is equals to name. And after that, here we have to pass the placeholder. So enter your name, and then max length, you can pass it over here. So max length, if you pass in this way, right, it will not gonna throw the error, it will just not allow you to write more than 100 characters. So that is also good, right? This way you can also do that. So this div input with icon is completed. After this, we have to write here span class error message, and inside this one we have to like just need to write a message name is required. And over here we have to just add the conditions. So star ng if and edit form dot get, and over here we have to pass the name, and after that question mark dot touched and edit form, not this one, edit form dot get and single quotes name, and then question mark dot hash error, and then we have to just pass as a required. Let me decrease the size of this one and let me format this. And here you can see this is the span where we have error message, and we are going to check, okay, this is touched or not. If it is touched, it has the this hash error, required error or not. So if both condition match, then only we are going to show this particular error. Let me copy paste this error and paste it over here. Let me format this again, and over here this will be the these things will be remain same. Here we are going to just change to min length, and over here we have to just change name must be at least 2 characters, and save this. After that, this input group part is also completed. Now the next one is related to the email address, and that will be just a read only field. So let's write here input group, this one closes, and it's just after this input group close, right, we have to create the div, okay, and then label for, and it should be for email, and class input label, this one close this one, and here we have to write email address, and after that div class and input with icon, close this one, and then mat icon class and field icon, and close this one, and then here we have to just write email, and then input id email and type text, and then class input field, this one, and hash icon, and then we also need to pass the disabled, and the value here we are expecting, so value data dot user dot email, and after that here we have to just write read only and close this one, and outside of this particular div, inside this input group, we have to write here just a span class and a hint message that email cannot be changed. This is a message we want to show to the user. So now our form section of this one is completed. If I go to the UI, I'm able to see these two fields, and here you can see I'm able to see the name, default name, whatever I have. Remove this. If I go outside, name is required, and if I write one character, you can see name must be. So if I paste it over here, okay, not this one, I'm just going to write here btech days, and it's fine. And here you can see I'm getting this not allowed cursor whenever we hover on this particular input field, and we are also getting this message email cannot be changed. So this part is also working as expected. Let's get back over here. Now our this particular section, form section, this one, this particular div, it is getting closed over here. So just before this particular div, we have to after div we have to write the logic. Now here we have to write div class and password toggle section, close this one, and over here we have to add a button type, and that should be a button, and mat button class toggle password button, and on click we have to just call this toggle password section method, and after that close this one, and over here we have to write mat icon, close this one, and over here in the curly brackets we have to write the show password section and question mark, and then expand list, so expand underscore list, or we are going to show the expand underscore more. So these two icons we are going to show you as per the values. If it is true, then we are going to show this one, and if it is false, then we are going to show this one. And after that we also want to show the message, so show password section question mark and slash, and here we are going to hide, or we are going to just write here show. Save this. So passwords section toggle is also completed. Now the next div we have to create. So just after this div closed, the next div which is related to the password field. So div class form section and password section, this one, and then star ngif and show password section, close this one, and inside this one h3 class section title, and here we have to write change password and then div class input group, and over here just write label for, and this will be old password, and then class and input label, this one, and then current password space and asterisk symbol. Let me scroll down, and this particular div is getting closed, so I'm just putting a space over here, and let's get back to this particular div again, and over here we have to write div class and then password input wrapper, then close this one, and over here mat icon class field icon, close this one, and over here we have to just write lock, and after that here we need input, so input id, and it should be old password, and then okay, not over here, old password, this one, and after that on type it should be changed, right, on the basis of it, like hide old password field, so hide old password question mark, and then it should be single quotes, and here we are going to write password, or it should be text, and after that here the next line which is class, not this one, okay, sorry, I'm just reverted this right here, text, and the next line here we have to write class and input field hash icon, this one, and after that here class dot error edit form, and after that dot get and old password, and then question mark dot invalid and edit form dot get, and then old password, and then question mark dot touched, this one, and then form control name is equals to old password, and then placeholder, this one, and enter current password, and then just close this one. After that we also need to add the button, so here button type, it should be a button type, and mat icon button, and class visibility toggle, and after that on click we have to just change the value, so here hide old password is equals to, and then not hide old password, and close this one, and over here we have to just show the icon, so mat icon, close this one, and here we have to write hide old password question mark, and then visibility underscore off single quotes, and then colon, and then visibility off, and we are just going to remove this one, and we are just going to pass this and curly brackets, close this. And if you want to format, just do that. Okay, we have some kind of error we are facing, so here we have to write something different. We have to write here edit form, this one. Now error is gone. So our password input field is ready, but we also need to add the current password is required. That's a validation, right? So this is the div where it closed. We have to write the logic after this. So what we can do is we can copy paste the same line of the code from the input field. So if you see here, this is the line I was talking about. So you can copy paste this one from the name field, full name field, and just paste it over here just after this get closed, and over here paste it, format this one, and here we have to just change this ones to like old password, and over here also we have to just change this to old password, and over here we have to just write here current password is required. So this is the message we want to show to the user. Okay, after that let me decrease the size of this one. So our this input group part related to the field current password field is ready. Now let's copy this particular div which is input group part, and paste it after this particular div, and let me format this. So now we have two old password fields, so we are going to change this old password to the new password. So here we are going to write a new password, and over here we are going to change this to new password, and then this div is also correct, and then mat icon I want to show the lock underscore open icon, this one, and over here I want to change this to new password. So new password, and over here also new height, new password, and password text input field, this one is also correct, and over here also new password. So new, let me copy this one so that I can paste it easily everywhere. So new password, and the form control name is also new password, and over here we have to just write new password, and the type button type will be this is correct, visibility tools, and over here we have to just change hide new password. So here just old make it as new, and over here also make it as new password, and here also we have to change this to new password, and then visibility of visibility, this one is correct, and this one old password, here we also need to change this to new password, here also need to change to the new password, and here we have to just change new password is required, and then we have to add a validations related to like 6 characters is required. So scroll up, go to the name field, and inside this one we have added this validation, right? I'm just going to copy paste it from here, scroll back again, and after this span get closed, paste it over here, format this, and then we have to just paste it over name, new password, and min length is this one, and over here we have to just change the text. So password must be at least 6 characters. Save this, and we don't have any errors, so we are good. So now again we are going to copy paste the this particular old password part of the code and paste it after this new password, which is will be used for the confirm password. Okay, paste it over here, and let me format this again, save this, and after that here we have to change this to confirm password. Okay, copy, let me copy this one, and over here we have to just write confirm new password, and over here lock underscore open, we are going to pass the icon, and over here input we have to pass the confirm password, and over here we have to just write confirm password, and this one looks good. Over here we have to change this to confirm password, over here also confirm password, and form control name also confirm password, and over here we have to just write confirm new password, new password, and after that this particular button, so button will be correct. Over here we have to change this to confirm, and over here also we have to change this to old to the confirm, here also, And after this, over here we have to change in the error message, we have to just change it to confirm password. And here we have to write please, let me remove this, please confirm your new password. Save this, and as of now I don't see any error. Now our form related to the inputs are ready. Now we have to write the logics related to the password mismatch error, like okay, so after this input group, right here we have to create one more dev. So dev star ngif and edit form dot hash error, and then here we have to write password mismatch, and inside the double quotes and edit form dot get, and then we have to pass the confirm password. So confirm password, this one, question mark dot value, and edit form dot get, and new password, question mark dot value. Then we have to show this one. So here class, and then password mismatch error, and then close this one. And inside this div we have to just show the icons, and mat icon, and then error, and after that is span. Close this one, and here we have to write password do not match. And so this div related to showing this particular message is also ready. So let me format this, and then after this one, the next one is related to the just showing that okay, at least 6 characters long and both passwords should match. So those, well, message we are just showing it to the bottom, so just add that. And password requirements, it basically used whenever we have to write like complex things, like characters are required, numbers are required, small characters, those type of things you want to show it, then this password requirements should be, or hint should be visible to the user. Class info, and then icon, close this one, info, and after that here create a dev class requirement text, close this one, and paragraph class requirement title, and then here we write password requirement requirements, and then ul and li at least 6 characters long, and the next line, which is li, both password must match. So now our this particular password required div is also completed, and our form, or this section is also completed, which is this one, form section password section is also completed. And just one small change here to do inside this password toggles section, right? We have added this hide and show, and after this we have to just add a message which is password change. This one we have forget to add it over here, and then after adding that, just scroll to the bottom, and our this mat dialog content part is completed. Now we have to create after that mat dialog actions, and then class and dialog actions, close this one, and then we have to add the button. So button mat struct button, and then on click we have to call on cancel this one, and then class btn cancel this one, and close this one, and here we have to just write cancel. And after that, I'm just going to copy paste this line of the code and paste it over here. Let me format this, save this, and after that here we have to call on save, and here we also need to change this to raised button, and over here button save, this one. And we also need to disable whenever the form field is invalid. So here disabled is equals to edit form, this one dot invalid. And over here we have to just add the icons and as well as the save change message. So mat icon, close this one, and here we have to write save, and after this span, close this one, save changes and save this. Now our form related to this is ready. Let's go to the UI, and over here you can see, click on this edit profile, and here you can see this particular one. If I clicked on it, and after that if I scroll to the bottom, I am able to see all this. You can see here the change password, you can see the current password, you can see the name, you can see the new password, and here you can see the password requirements. Okay, it should be passwords requirements. So let's get back over here and just change here to the passwords requirement, and also add here both passwords must match. So it will not gonna cause any issues, but you can do that. So after that, here on full name I'm just going to add one extra, and over here I'm going with the old password. Let me paste it here, the old password for this, and let me click on this one. I'm able to see the old password. Here I'm going to enter the 12345 and 12345 I'm going to click on save changes, and here you can see it has been changed. If I click on this one, edit, I'm able to see this particular value. And if I want to refresh this, and after that click on edit profile, and I'm able to see this still. And if I click on this one, let's do one thing. Let's try to log out, and let's try to log in with the old password. So here this is the password, which was the older one, and let me enter the email address, and here you can see invalid email or password. I'm getting error. So now if I pass the new password, which is 123456, click on login, I'm able to log in. It means the password is also changed successfully, and we are able to also getting the options. Validations is also working. If I write here 123456, and over here if I write 1, password do not match. If I write the correct one, the error is gone. So it means that this also validation is working as expected. So this is all about creating a profile or edit profile part. I hope you guys like this video. So please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.